guys, it's Alyssa from Planet Alyssa, and I decided to make a video showing the top dollar value items that I've sold on Etsy. Over the Christmas shopping season, I know I sold a few higher price items, so that just kind of got me thinking about what were the most expensive items that I sold on Etsy. Now, I should point out that I don't usually sell too many higher priced items. For one thing, a lot of the valuable items you're going to have to pay up to purchase them, and I don't like to spend too much money on Etsy stuff just because I'm not sure if an item will sell or not, especially if it's something I've never actually sold before. And then the other reason that I'm a little bit leery about dealing with really expensive items is because if something does go wrong, that's a really huge headache. I mean, it's no big deal if a $20 item gets lost in the mail or breaks or something, but if you're selling a $300 item and it gets damaged or broken or lost or whatever, that hurts. That's not fun. So personally, I kind of try to stay away from things that are too valuable because I don't want to have to deal with that. But I know some people prefer to, make a lot of money on a single item, and I can see the advantage of that because you're still doing the same amount of work in terms of listing the item, but you can make a lot more profit on a single sale. Although the higher priced items probably aren't going to sell as quickly as some of the lower priced ones. So you can watch this video and pick up some tips about items that are worth a lot of money, but at the same time, keep in mind that these probably aren't going to be your bread and butter items. You're not going to be selling items like this every week. Now, if you want to see your top Etsy sales, it's really easy to do. If you go into your orders page, you can sort, there's different sort options, and if you sort by highest to lowest, it's going to bring up the most expensive ones on the top. Now, the other thing, I'm just including individual items that were the highest. I did have some orders that were higher because people bought multiple things, so that bumped the price up of the order. But these were the most expensive single items that I've sold on Etsy since I started selling. So without further ado, here are my top 7, although there's more than 7 items, of vintage Etsy sales. So it ended up being a 5-way tie for 7th place. These were all items I sold for $70. This mint green rotary telephone, this 1980s charm collection, which had 23 pieces to it. Sold a couple of these vintage posters, these railroad posters. They were actually classroom posters. There's another one that you're going to see in this video too that sold for a little bit more. And then I also sold a round Samsonite train case. It ended up being a 9-way tie for 6th place. These were all items that I sold for $75. So here's that other poster. This one I sold for $75. Sold this brass fox-shaped door knocker. This is a Coke sign, really a Coke machine front. And then this is a small shell purse made out of a shell. And speaking of shell, this is mother of pearl opera glasses. And this is a small file cabinet, file drawer set. This was a pink train case. The color is probably what made it most valuable. This was a set of books from the publisher Walter J. Black. I think it had 8 books. And a vintage Kodak Brownie box camera. There's just one item that came in at 5th place. I sold a single item for $80. And that was this pair of lamps. They were ceramic lamp bases in bright sunny yellow there, had kind of a mid-century modern style to them. And I had 3 items that tied for 4th place. These were all items that sold for $100. This was a pair of ceramic wall lamps with their glass shades. And then this was a Remington manual typewriter. And this item sold not too long ago. It's an antique Danish rotary telephone. And coming in 3rd place is a single item, which I sold for $120. This was a set of Bergen brand toy horses and their riders. These plastic toys are from the 1950s, and this set had 29 pieces in it. And coming in at number 2, again, was a single item that I sold for $125. And that was this Alex Kramer Le Club domino set in a wood case. And finally, in 1st place, there were 2 items that tied for 1st that sold for $150. First up is the Shakespeare book set. It's from 1846, and there were 11 volumes in this set. I think it was not quite complete because a full set would have had 12 volumes. And finally, this vintage Netherlands military pin, which unfortunately I didn't know too much about. I did as much research as I possibly could and really couldn't find out much about it, so I listed it for sale, priced it kind of high, and eventually someone did buy it for $150. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope your Etsy business is going well and that you're selling some valuable items too. I'll see you again soon. Happy selling, everyone!